So 4-0 Nationals here in the bottom of the 5th inning. It'll be Shawn Green, Lastings, Milledge, and Chris Woodward. The last 2 runs scoring on an opposite field single by José Vidro. Austin Kearns was thrown out trying to go from first to third as David Wright tanked him, but it was after Soriano crossed the plate with the 4th run of the inning. So here's Shawn Green. The Mets are in the hole. He's 0 for 1 this afternoon, and the first pitch from Michael O'Connor. Taken inside and low, 1 ball and no strikes. And I would think John Main's day is done after 5 innings. He's over 100 pitches this afternoon. The 1-0 to Green. Fastball inside. It's 2-0. Green 0 for 1, as we mentioned in today's game, popped out to third. And he's 5 for his last 35 now. The infield plays in the pull. Here's the 2-0 from O'Connor. Breaking ball hit foul off the foot of Green at home plate. And the count is 2-1. Get the new Nikon Coolpix S6 digital camera. Sleek, stylish, and cutting edge. Its ultra slim design features a huge, bright 3-inch LCD. Nikon at the heart of the image. O'Connor looks in. Here's the 2-1 pitch from the left-hander. Hit off the foot of Green again, a foul ball. It squibs in front of the plate. And the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, Michael O'Connor allowed a leadoff single in the bottom of the 1st inning to José Reyes. And after Reyes was doubled off by Brian Schneider, who made a diving grab on a bunt attempt by Endy Chávez, he allowed a double to Paul LaDuca. Well, since that time in the 1st inning, he's allowed just 1 walk, and that's it as far as base runners go. He's got the count even 2-2 to Green, who circles the bat behind his head. The pitch. Curveball ripped towards straightaway center field. Logan got a late start going back. He won't get it. It's over his head, and it rolls to the base of the wall. Green gallops to second. He'll hold there. And he's got a leadoff double here in the 5th inning. So the Mets have their 2nd base runner in scoring position this afternoon. But most importantly, there's nobody out.
Well, Nuke Logan likes to play shallow. We mentioned that several times. Way in on that ball hit by Green, and he had no chance for it. Played it well off the fence, but good at bat there for Shawn Green, who has certainly not spanked the ball very authoritatively lately. That was driven on a line to straightaway center.
So now with a runner on 2nd base, it'll bring Lastings Milledge to the plate. Milledge 0 for 1. He struck out his only time up. O'Connor with 4 strikeouts this afternoon. He is not a strikeout pitcher. He comes to the high set from the stretch. The pitch. Breaking ball inside and low. 1 ball and no strikes. O'Connor last year was the Nationals minor league pitcher of the year, despite the fact that he was 10-11 with a 3.54 ERA. Green leads off 2nd base, not being watched. The 1-0 pitch. Bounced on the ground toward the middle. Vidro can't get it. It's into center field, a base hit. Green rounds 3rd, trots to the plate. He scores easily. An RBI single for Lastings Milledge, and the Mets are within 3. It's 4-1.
Frank Robinson heading out of the Washington dugout, and will take a stroll to the mound. 21st RBI of the year for Milledge. Good piece of hitting there, bouncing it right back up the middle to get Green home.
Oh, Eddie, the bullpen is quiet right now for the Nationals, and it should be quiet. Michael O'Connor had allowed only 2 base hits before this inning. So Frank Robinson's conversation with Michael O'Connor right now on the mound is just, hey, listen, get focused. You got a 3-run lead. Let's go.
Well, very much like Willie Randolph's trip to John Maine. And, you know, Robbie is a guy who likes O'Connor a lot. He wanted to see him back up here and wanted him to get some starts toward the end of the year. So went out, had an encouraging word for the young left-hander. We'll see how he responds here.
Well, there is bullpen action for the Nationals. Ryan Wagner, the right-hander from the Cincinnati Reds, just got up and now is starting to loosen up his arm. Chris Woodward is the batter for the Mets. Runner on first, and the pitch to Woody. Shows bunt, takes the pitch for a strike. And the count is no balls and 1 strike. Woodward went down swinging on strikes his only time up, so he's 0 for 1 today. His average at 209. The middle infielders shorten up just a little bit. Zimmerman plays in at 3rd. O'Connor ready. The 0-1 pitch. Curveball ripped down the left field line. Fair ball. And it's under the feet of the ball boy down the left field line. Milledge rounds 2nd. Heads to 3rd. The throw by Soriano not in time. And Milledge, with a few claps of his hands, peeks over his shoulder and sees Woodward on 2nd with a double. And the Mets have runners on 2nd and 3rd with nobody out.
Soriano played that ball well on the carom and almost got Milledge. He had a head-first slide into third, just got his hand in there. Sets up the Mets pretty well. Woody with a double last night, follows with another one today.
So now runners on second and third for José Valentin, who has been introduced as a pinch hitter for the Mets. Well, this is a jump start for a Mets offense that has really struggled over the last 9 games. In fact, during the last 9, they've averaged just over 2 runs per ball game. Well, they've got a chance to draw even closer here with 2 runners in scoring position. And Valentin, a .270 hitter at the plate. Batting right-handed, the pitch to him. Curveball, take it for a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. Now, right-handed has not been the best side for Valentin over the last month or so. It hasn't been for his career, but he has really struggled in his last 24 at-bats with just a base hit from the right side. The runners lead off second and third. O'Connor ready. The pitch. Breaking ball, check swing, ball in the dirt. They appeal, no swing, says the first base umpire, Marty Foster. So the count is even 1-1. And Brian Schneider's going to head out to the mound for a chat with Michael O'Connor. Milledge is on third. Woodward's on second. Valentin, as he gazes out toward Michael O'Connor, he has to see Nook Logan so shallow in center field. Not that that's any more enticing for a hitter, but you would figure that it runs through Valentin's mind when he sees him that, man, he's shallow. In right field, Austin Kearns is a few steps in as well.
And Soriano still very deep in left as he plays just about every hitter.
Well, different personalities for different players, I guess. The infield plays back. They'll concede the run for the out with nobody down here in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's 4-1 Nationals. The pitch to Valentin. Hit foul behind home plate and up toward the lows, so it's 1-2. It's interesting that Willie Randolph would set Valentin up here. I mean, he is an RBI guy, there's no question. But he has struggled from the right side of the plate. But in reality, he doesn't have a whole lot to choose from when it comes to driving in runs. I mean, Beltran is a switch hitter, but I think Willie wants to stay away from using Beltran today if he can. The runners lead off. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball on the inside corner. Called strike 3. Valentin flinched out of the way of that pitch, but it grazed the black. And he's down looking on strikes. The 5th K of the day for O'Connor. And there's one man down.
Jose was tempted. I think he also thought it was a little bit high as well, but unfortunately, the man who counts, Bill Wolke, didn't.
Thinking of relocating or expanding, the Babylon IDA offers tax abatements of 60% or more to qualified customers. Call 631-587-3679. So here's Jose Reyes with 1 out in the 5th. 2 runners on. The pitch to Reyes. Curveball line back through the middle into center field, a base hit. Milledge scores. Woodward being stopped at third. An RBI single for Reyes. And the Mets now have cut the lead to 2. It's 4-2 Nationals.
Jose Reyes jumping on the first pitch, sending it right back up the middle. Johnson cut off the throw from Logan. It would have been a little bit up the first baseline, but Woodward was held by Manny Acta, and I think a good call by Manny to hold him there.
Well, the Mets, as we said, have not scored a whole lot of runs over the last 9 games, and Manny Acta realized that the best part of this lineup today, and it's usually this case, but with guys out of the lineup, is coming up with Chávez and LaDuca and with David Wright. So why take a chance? The infield plays back. 2 runs have crossed. Runners on first and third. Lefty against lefty. The pitch to Chávez. Fastball outside and low. It's 1-0. So like John Maine, Michael O'Connor has lost his command a little bit. He hasn't walked anybody in this inning, but he's been up in the zone, and the hitters love that. And they've been able to hit him for 4 base hits and 2 runs. O'Connor to the set, the 1-0. Breaking ball, punched the opposite way into left field, a base hit. Woodward trots home from third, up to second, Jose Reyes. And aboard with an RBI single is Endy Chávez. And the Nationals' lead is down to 1. It's 4-3 Washington.
And the tying and go-ahead runs on base. Chávez slapped one the other way last night for one of his 3 hits. He did a good job there, punching it in the hole into left field. And the other good thing about this inning, Tom, we haven't seen the Mets feed off each other in the lineup very often lately, and they are certainly doing that this inning with 5 hits already.
They have 7 base hits overall, and now Paul Lo Duca, who's 1 for 2, a double and a lineout. He'll get a chance to take some hacks against Michael O'Connor. We mentioned that Ryan Wagner is up and loosening in the pen. He continues to throw. Royce Ring continues to throw for the Mets in their bullpen. Maine's day is done after 5 innings, and O'Connor may not last past 5. The pitch to Lo Duca. Fastball popped foul into the seats on the right side, and it's 0-1. Chrysler 300C, one of the most awarded new cars, combines elegance, safety, and passion. Chrysler, inspiration comes standard. So Lo Duca takes some time to gather his thoughts. I think he felt like he missed a good pitch there from Michael O'Connor. Paul's batting average at .316. We mentioned 6th best in the National League. O'Connor to the high sent, the 0-1. Looped into right center field. Kearns coming on toward the gap, reaches out, makes the catch. And the runners have to scamper back to their respective bags. Good closing speed by Austin Kearns. And it puts the second out on the board, and it'll bring David Wright to the plate. You never want to get caught up in numbers too much, but David Wright has really struggled from a power standpoint since the All-Star game. Yes, only 4 home runs. More importantly, though, just 36 RBIs since the All-Star game. And he knows that he's got to get that bat flowing a little bit more as we get toward October. He hasn't had an RBI in 8 ball games. His batting average has been solid, so he's been getting on base, but he just hasn't been driving in runs. He's got 2 runners aboard here with 2 outs of the pitch. Curveball down low, it's 1-0. He adjusts his batting gloves, wipes his upper lip, and then turns his torso before he steps back in. All part of the ritual that David has before he digs back into the box. The runners lead off first and second. Great speed on the base paths. The 1-0 pitch to Wright. Fastball, that's taken for a strike along the knees. And it's 1-1. And O'Connor will loosen his glove hand from inside the leather and wipe up the baseball a little bit more before he steps back on top of the hill. Reyes has got a good-sized lead off second. The same with Chavez not being held on at first. There goes Reyes, the 1-1. Pitch is taken up high. The throw to second to try to get Chavez, and it's kicked out of the glove of Jose Vidro. They had Chavez dead to rights. He was late to start. Reyes took off almost immediately from third, and it's the responsibility of the back-end runner to then read that and take off, but Chavez was late. He spun towards second, and Schneider made the right decision to fire to second, and Chavez just kicked the ball right out of Vidro's glove.
No hesitation from Schneider when he made the throw down, and they did have him dead to rights. Reyes thought about coming home as well, but Lopez with a good backup on the play picked up the ball.
2-1 to Wright. Hit in the air toward deep left field. Soriano turns and watches it go. Long gone for David Wright. A 3-run home run that splashed down into the Nationals bullpen. And the Mets have wiped away the deficit. And they have taken a 6-4 lead. Home run number 25 for David Wright. He now has 113 RBIs. And that is it for Michael O'Connor. Frank Robinson with a slow walk out to the mound. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by Foxwoods Resort Casino, the wonder of it all in Mystic Country, Connecticut. Former /1 pick of the Cincinnati Reds, Ryan Wagner, is the new pitcher for the Washington Nationals. He's on for Michael O'Connor. Wagner 3-3 with a 4.73 ERA. This is his 22nd game for Washington. And he'll face Julio Franco with 2 outs and 6 runs across for the Mets here in the 5th inning. They lead at 6-4. The pitch from Wagner. Fastball inside. It's 1-0. Hey, by the way, that 3-run home run by David Wright means that Bruce Simpson from West Babylon will receive a $200 gift certificate to Christo's Steakhouse. And that's thanks to the folks at Top Dot Mortgage. 1-0 to Franco. Line drive into center field, a base hit. And Franco has his first hit of the day. And the Mets have batted around here in the 5th inning. They have sent 9 to the plate, now 10 with Sean Green stepping in. And it was Green that started the barrage with a leadoff double. against Michael O'Connor.
It becomes infectious. That's what the Mets have been waiting for. It's a lineup that feeds off each other when they're hot very well, and they haven't been doing that of late. We're waiting for a big inning.
First pitch to Green, fastball inside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Well, think about what the Mets have done over the last 9 games. We said they only averaged over 2 runs per game. This is a team that averaged over 5 runs per game for most of the season. 1-0 pitch to Green, hot shot, foul down the first base line. Just foul past the bag. And the count is even 1-1. Let's pause 10 seconds and allow our stations to identify themselves on the WFAN Mets Radio Network. Hello, with Ed Coleman, I'm Tom McCarthy, live from Shea Stadium. 6-4, Mets on top, bottom of the 5th inning. The 1-1 pitch to Green, swung on and missed. And the count is 1-2. Ryan Wagner, hard-throwing right-hander who made it to the big leagues with the Reds several months after he was selected in the 1st round. And then just ran into mechanical problems and couldn't find the strike zone. He's ready. The 1-2 pitch to Green in the dirt, blocked by Schneider. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Got a little whiplash motion with that right arm and hesitates at the top of his delivery and then comes through.
It's kind of an interesting motion, too, because there's some deception to it. Because he slowly gets himself in position to throw, and then all of a sudden just whips the ball through the strike zone or toward the strike zone. Franco not being held on by Nick Johnson. He takes his lead. There he goes. 2-2 pitch. Line drive. Base hit it to right field. Franco stutters around second, heads to third. He's there easily. Second hit of the inning for Sean Green. 8th hit overall for the Mets in the inning. And they've got runners on first and third, and here's Lasting's Milledge.
Well, that's the fun inning for the Mets. You probably have to go back to August 30th. They had a 5-run first inning in Colorado when they hit the ball very well, and sometimes Coors Field will do that for you, but they have had a 4-run inning once since then and a couple of 3-run innings, but nothing of this magnitude. 6 already in and a couple more on the base paths.
And it was all hits against Michael O'Connor in that inning. He didn't walk anybody in the inning. Mets were very aggressive with them. Runners on first and third for Milledge. First pitch, slider, taken for a strike, and it's 0-1. Milledge today is 1 for 2. He got the first RBI, brought home Green to start the 5th inning, to start the scoring in this 5th inning. The 0-1 pitch to him in the dirt, backhanded by Schneider. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Boy, it must be tough to catch this kid, because even if you're Brian Schneider, who's a seasoned guy, I mean, Wagner is so deliberate when he gets ready to throw, and then in a matter of seconds, he quickens the pace and then fires the ball, and he hides it very well. Throw over to first base. Green dives back.
Yeah, it is a tough delivery to pick up.
Franco leads off at foul territory. Green inches off the first base bag. Another throw over. Again, Green dives back. Hey, fans, log on to Mets.com now for your postseason ticket purchase opportunity. Tickets to potential Mets postseason games will be available for purchase exclusively through random online drawings. Monday at 11 p.m. is the deadline for the NL Championship Series. 1-1 to Milledge. Short hopped into the glove off the outside corner. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Again, go to Mets.com or LosMets.com to register today.
If I can read Brian Schneider's mind, it's just give me 1 more out. Let me get out of this inning, please. He's been diving all over the place to try to get Wagner.
Milledge pumps the bat a couple of times. He's ready. So is Wagner. The runners lead off the 2-1. Fastball ripped foul into the seats down the left field line. And those are those quick hands that we have seen from time to time with Lasting's Milledge. And he has said that's the pitch he likes. Fastball that comes inside where he can really explode the hands through the strike zone. And he exploded his hands just a little too quick there. Taps the plate a couple of times. Again, the infield plays back. Wagner ready again, the 2-2. Fastball line toward left field. Soriano started in. Now he goes back and he does a little hop and he makes the catch. And Milledge is retired to end the 6th inning. But the damage is done. Boy, the Mets exploded